It's been a long time, but welcome back to 5-Minute Modding, everyone. Today we're going to be covering old Finn lead Resistance, which due to a recent rework of Vet Han and Chewie is now a viable team again. Although not as strong as it once was, the Z Finn lead squad benefits from using relic characters you need to unlock GL Ray and being a solid counter to Geonosians. We're now going to go through how to best mod each member of this team, which is going to bring you all many uses in GAC and TW. So first up we have the team's leader Finn, who you're going to want to mod with a crit damage and crit chance set. Now based on his crit chance alone, some would argue for an offense set over a crit damage one, but due to consistent advantage from his middle ability, I feel a crit damage set is better suited to him, as this is one of those unique situations where stats don't tell the whole story. For primaries, you're going to want protection on the circle, offense on the cross, crit damage on the triangle, and speed on the arrow. He's not going to need much potency due to his high base stat, and the additional 60% he'll be gaining from his leadership ability, so be sure to keep this in mind as the whole team benefits from the potency boost on his lead. Moving on to his secondaries, you're mostly going to be looking for speed and offense with a minimum speed goal of plus 80 from mods, but aim for higher if possible. Speed is going to be nice for him as he's going to be a consistent healer for both your squad's health and protection, as well as providing some stable damage and exposes. Up next we have our Poe, who you're going to want to mod with a speed and potency set. He's going to be the team's main source of expose, so even with the potency boost from Finn's lead, we don't want to take any chances in case we come across an enemy with stacked tenacity. For primaries, you're going to want protection on the circle and triangle, potency on the cross, and speed on the arrow. This team will always need protection over health where applicable due to Finn and Holdo consistently healing protection for the entire team, making protection the better choice. For his secondaries, you're going to be looking purely for speed with a minimum speed goal of plus 100 from mods. You can also seek out additional potency, but he should have more than enough with this build, so don't worry about it too much. Next up is our Holdo, who you're going to need to mod with 3 health sets. Nothing too complicated here given she's the main tank of the team. For her primaries, you're going to need protection on the circle and triangle, either potency or protection on the cross, and speed on the arrow. Her base potency is quite low, so she's only going to have around 70% with the Finn lead. Because her daze is pretty important, you may want to run a potency primary on the cross when using this team against Geos, given how vital the daze is, but that choice is up to you. For her secondaries, you're going to be looking mainly for speed with a little protection and health where possible, with a minimum speed goal of plus 90 from mods. Keep in mind she gains plus 50 speed from her unique when she's not taunting, so this should help her massively at the start of the battle. Up next is our Vet Han, who you're going to want to mod with a crit damage and crit chance set. For primaries, you're going to want protection on the circle, offense on the cross, crit damage on the triangle, and speed on the arrow. Nothing too much to say here as he's modded to optimise his damage. Although landing his AoE ability block is important, you don't need potency as you have well over 100% already, including the Finn lead. For his secondaries, you're going to be looking primarily for speed and offense with a minimum speed goal of plus 80 from mods. Be sure to look for high offense percentage secondaries where possible once this is achieved. And finally we have our Vet Chewie, who is also going to be modded with a crit damage and crit chance set. For his primaries, you're going to want protection on the circle, offense on the cross, crit damage on the triangle, and speed on the arrow. He's pretty much modded the exact same as Han, as their role in the fight is pretty identical. For secondaries, again this will be the same as Han, with a focus on speed and offense with a minimum speed goal of plus 80 from mods. After this is achieved, like Han, look for offense percentage primarily in the secondaries. Both him and Han have a lot of synergy. When Han, Chewie, or the Resistance leader take damage, Han and Chewie give each other 20% crit damage each time they are hit until the end of their next turn. This is why looking for additional offense in the secondaries is very important on them, as it's going to stack amazingly with the crit damage they're gaining from their uniques. In addition to this, Chewbacca will also gain 12% offense at the start of each enemy turn for 1 turn, or 2 turns if you decide to Zeta him, so you can imagine how hard he could be hitting with the right mods. And that's all for today, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed the video and learned how to mod this very useful team. Its primary use right now is as a very viable counter to Geonosians, something which is usually countered by Traya, so by using this you're freeing up a much stronger team for other uses. I'd also like to thank you all for your support in this series. I know a lot of you have been asking for these videos to return for a while, but I didn't feel comfortable covering a lot of the remaining teams due to the new bounty hunters and the release of the GLs, as I always do my best to make squads that are based around splitting your characters up into teams for TW and GAC purposes. All those new releases really threw things off for me for a while, but now things are settled, I'm a lot more confident in making viable team compositions to base these videos around. As always, everyone, please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, join my Discord server, and share the video with your friends. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all very soon.